And boom, there you guys go. We lit the fire at the building, and wow, this is actually blazing hot right now. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Rishraff, and today I got a really nice video for you guys today. It's a fire manager, and you guys don't know what that means probably, but I'll show you guys what that means in this video. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so I don't want to waste you guys' time at all, so I'm going to go ahead and start, and then I'm going to show you exactly what it does. And what it does is that it picks a random fire. It picks a random building to be on fire. So I'm going to go and insert mobile home 1, and then I'm going to go ahead and duplicate mobile home 1. This will not work, obviously, if there's only one building in your game. There most likely will not be one building in your game. So if you're trying to have your fire department go to a random spot, like a random fire upon the map, then we're going to go ahead and use this system right here. And don't worry, multiple fires cannot be created at once, so it won't keep spamming your firefighters. But if you do want multiple fires at once, I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so I have my mobile homes here, and while I have them here, I have also a spawn location in there as well. The spawn location is not necessary. It's just so I can actually spawn near them and so I don't spawn on them. So what we're going to do is we're going to insert a script into the server script service. I like to call mine Fire Manager. Do apologize for the computer fans. And before we start scripting, I linked a model in the description below, and it's actually a folder. So you're going to need the fire alarm, fire particles, and fire extinguish script. Now, the fire extinguish script will not be utilized that much because I'm not going to be showing you how to put out the fire, just light a building on fire. If we can get this video up to 50 likes and 500 views, we can definitely make a fire hose / fire extinguisher putting out the fire script. That's clap. We can do that. So for the fire manager, it's going to be about 150 lines of code. I will try and put this place in the description if my router and Wi-Fi let me. So, because sometimes uploading a place on Roblox isn't easy with my kind of Wi-Fi. Now that we're in the script, I'm going to be explaining what everything does. So, when the script runs, now that it's in the server script service, let's wait 50 seconds. This is so we can let everything in the game initialize. We can let everything chill. And make sure you guys do these little curly thingies here. And we're going to do a little for loop here. And we're going to say for Ivy in pairs, workspace, get children. So this is just all of the everything inside of your game. Now, if V is a model. Now this is checking if it's a building. Mostly all your buildings are going to be models. As far as I've seen, every building that's legit is a model. And we're going to find fire active. Fire active is a bool value. So I'm going to go into mobile home 1. Don't worry, they're the same, so whatever I show you in here, it's going to be fire active. That's going to be, you have to have fire active. If it does not have fire active, then it cannot catch on fire. Additionally, we're going to need something called sound part. And we're going to say v find first child sound part. Make sure the spelling is on par, especially if you're using my mobile home. I highly recommend that you use my mobile homes and try it yourself before you actually try and do everything on your own and integrate it by yourself. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and drop another line after we put then, and that should auto end. And we're going to say table.insert. I'll go over tables at a later time. If you guys want me to keep doing examples like this, or slow it down and show you what each scripting component does and just do mini tutorial series like that, do let me know in the comments. You'll notice in the Explorer that we have non-flammable. These are parts that will not light on fire. Let me actually go to the workspace, find non-flammable. So obviously the driveway will not catch fire. This will not catch fire. This will not catch fire. So and so, stairs. The concrete, basically anything concrete. But everything else will catch on fire, especially the wood, the roof, window ceilings, all that. So if you want the home to catch fire, I'm using home. You guys can use business, whatever, or building or infrastructure. Just name your parts non-flammable. Same case as this. Let's go back right into that script. And we're going to make a function. And we're going to call this function ignite, because we're going to be igniting the part. So we're going to say part. That's our first argument there. And we're going to say local real fire equals instance.new. And we're actually going to be instancing a fire. Yep, you guessed it, fire. We're going to equal part. Now, don't worry about the part yet. That's just a parameter that we will plug in later in the script. And we're going to say real fire dot size equals. You guys can change this. I highly recommend using the settings that I have done, because I have a lot of experience with these settings because I've been playing around with them for a lot. But you guys can set whatever you guys want. And we're going to say real fire dot enabled equals false. Now you're probably wondering, why did we enable it equals false? Because we need to wait to enable it. So we're going to say I underscore for underscore particle. Don't worry, we'll define everything in pairs script dot fire particles. Now, if this is not autocomplete, you did not put Rishraff's fire needs in the scripts as a scripts child. Make sure you guys get that. Also, I am downloading Grand Theft Auto. Might take a week to download because of the router issues mentioned in the previous video. But I will be doing gameplay vids every week probably of the LSPDFR. Jeff Fabiano does it. Stuff like that. Shout out to him. He inspired me. Equals part. Yeah, so I'm going to be streaming live roleplay. It's not even roleplay. It's like realistic. So we're going to add the fire to the part, but we're not going to make it actually catch fire yet. Once we make sure that it has it, then we're going to add the particles and stuff like that. And we're going to say if new particle dot name equal, make sure on it if you have fire p, and new particle dot colon is capital I lowercase s capital A is a particle emitter. Make sure you guys spell emitter right. You guys cannot change that. You're gonna have to keep it exactly consistent with me. Factor equals part. And if you guys are not in the Discord, go and hit that Discord up. Make sure you guys add actually parentheses. Let's go parentheses around this. PEMDAS. I don't know if they still do that now. And we're going to actually add another set of parentheses. We're going to say part.size times y. Mathematical stuff going on. That's why you guys leave all the mathematical stuff to me, because it has to do with the size calculation. And then we're going to go times. A little star thingy means times, in case you did not know that. Use that float value right there. We're going to say plus 1.5. Why not? We're going to say new particle rate equals, obviously you can tell that the rate is the rate of the particle factor, the particle emitter, and how much it is emitting. Then we're going to add an else if. I'm going to actually drop an indentation here, else if. You guys can add another line. We're going to say new particle is a. So we're going to say if it's just a particle emitter and it's not named. So particle emitter. So notice how we did is a particle emitter here, but we don't have fire P. Fire P is a unique fire part that needs to be represented. Don't worry, the code you may not know what we're talking about, and sometimes I don't even know what we're talking about, but the code does. And we're just gonna say .size.x. Alrighty, and then we're gonna arrow that. We're gonna say part.size.y times. We're just timesing everything with their vector 3 values. Make sure this is x, y, z right there. So I just typed in z right there. Say times. Oops, already got a times there. 0.13. Add that float value. Say plus 1.5. Why not? Awesome. And then we're just skip the line. Say new particle dot rate equals. I don't know what is going on. Equals factor. Done. That's that. Make sure you guys have one end, another end to control these if statements, but we're not going to end the function yet. We still have to do another function real quick. So what we're going to do is we're going to say script fire extinguisher. Actually, we're not going to do the fire extinguisher script in here because we're going to save that for another thing. But what we would do is we do script dot part fire extinguish script clone, and we basically just say dot parent equals part. We're not going to do this because there's some stuff that you do need. Extinguish script. Hopefully I spelled that right. I'm just gonna, yep, I did. Disabled equals, we'll just go equals false right now. So I'm just gonna comment these lines out because that script does require some stuff. So now you guys just wrote an ignite function. Now we can ignite parts. Awesome. Now I said it was 150 lines of code. We're already on 32, so we're literally moving. Now that we know how to ignite the part, now what we have to do is we have to pick a random building. So we define our buildings at the top of the script. Look at line 5, and that's the for loop that picks the buildings. So what we're going to say is we're going to say function set fire, and we're going to say building. Love the memes you guys have been making. Positive memes, positive vibes. I'm going to say math.random. Okay. So math.random, so this is the types of fires you can have. So trust me, when you guys watch these videos, it's not just regular code. I think of everything for you guys, so don't worry. You are in good hands. I will think of everything for you. Rishraff, I want big fire, small fire. I want that to be random as well. Don't worry, I got you. I got you, don't worry. We're gonna add let's add a print function. We're gonna say lighting fire to building, arrow dot dot, and let's just go with building dot name. You guys don't need this print statement. I'm just saying that's how I'm gonna do that. Let's add that for loop in there. Let's go for part, for every part inside of this building. We're gonna say in pairs building. Why is buildings showing? Oh yeah, nope. We're just gonna go building dot, I'm sorry, not dot, get children. We're gonna semicolon, sorry, colon. What's going on with me? Say do. We're gonna wait. This just helps your script move slowly. We're gonna say wait 2 seconds, right? 0.2. So that's like, I think 2 milliseconds, I think. Not really sure about how the mathematical calculations work with that. So we're gonna say if part is A. Now, if you are still watching, DM me on Discord right now. Like, pause, DM me on Discord, and say, you know what, Rishraff? I am watching your video because I'm like that. I'm a goat. And I'm going to be better than everyone who just takes the model. And if it's not the sound part, because we don't want to light that sound part on fire. These little squiggly lines mean not, by the way. And what we're going to do is we're going to say, and their part, obviously, we don't want to light a part that's non-flammable. Make sure you get that spelling right. I'm gonna add that then in there. Make sure you space that out. Boom, should auto end for us because we're writing an if statement. Awesome, and we're just gonna ignite. So this is how you call that function. So for every single, this is why we have that wait, because you can have like hundreds of parts inside of a building, very detailed building. Obviously it's gonna have it inside. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, if the part is a base part and it's not the sound part, it's not, and it's obviously flammable, then go ahead and ignite that part. Make sure you stay on the line. In this case, it's line 39 for me. Press enter or return, whatever you guys like to call that. I'm gonna say else if part is a. I really do appreciate all the support. YouTube has told me that I do need to get my watch time up. They said that if you want to continue to grow your channel, one of the things you're gonna have to do, Rishraff, if you want us to promote you and if you want to be big, then you're gonna have to get your watch time up. You guys are probably wondering why I have this color thing. Colors is just I like to name every part color, the color of the house, obviously. I like to name it color so that way I'm able to really light all the color parts. It doesn't really matter though, but if it is a color part as well, because in this case in the buildings the color parts are not base parts, they're actually unions, and they're something else. They're actually used not base parts actually. So this is also another way for me to write them. So we're gonna say if for v in pairs, and in pairs loop we're gonna say part get children. So you can see that we have a model right here named color, and all the parts don't need to be named color, it's just a model. This is basically just get all of those, and we're gonna actually get those and we're gonna do something to them. So once we have that, we're gonna say do if, we're gonna say if v is a base part, and we can literally, like, I know you're not supposed to do this, but we can literally just copy what we did here. We can do this right here. Boom. So we can just do that. We can put that in there. And we're going to also add another one, and part.name does not equal. So we also have smoke parts in there. Does not equal smoke part. Smoke part. I'm also becoming a Spotify rapper. Honestly, I'm about to do it all. So I'll let you guys know when that is available. So we're going to go and ignite the part. So once we have the two ends there, we can go ahead and say else if, because we just added an if statement here. So we can say else if, and we're going to go ahead and say part.name equal, and if it's a smoke part, now this is for the smoke part, then I don't see any end errors yet, because there will be some. We're gonna say local new smoke. They don't want the smoke, but in this case I think the building wants the smoke. Fire particles, make sure that's particles, not anything else there. Say fire particles. Do apologize if you can hear the fans in the back. We're gonna go and clone these, and we're gonna give them to the part. We're gonna say local, or not local, we're gonna say new smoke, and we're gonna go say dot parent equals part. Remember, we're cloning it, so we'll never run out because we're basically making a clone. Equals, and what we're gonna do here is I'm just gonna go ahead and copy the factor right here. Boom. Make sure you guys remove this one though, so it's gonna be 0.3. I think so, yeah, percentages, or not percentage, decimals. So we have that in there. We're gonna go ahead and copy, and we're gonna go and multiply it by the XYZ. Boom. So we have that, and we're gonna say new smoke dot enabled equals true. Go and light it up with the smoke. We're gonna go and say else if. So little breakdown of how these work is this if statement corresponds with one down here, and these all go here, and it's basically igniting right here. These are all igniting the parts right here. After we just ignited all the parts. I was gonna say ignit, but I don't think that's a thing. So now we're gonna say else if part dot name equal sound part. Then what we can do is if it's the actual sound part, you should only have one sound part, otherwise it's going to be really annoying and it could break the game. We're going to say fire alarm clone, and once we have that clone, we're going to make that clone dot parent. Oops. And notice how I didn't make that a variable, because it's not really important because we're not modifying it at all. If I was modifying it, then I would go ahead and make it a variable. I'm going to say part dot fire alarm. Make sure that it is dot script. Make sure it's very specific. Say that script dot disabled equals false. So disabled equals false is another thing for saying enabled, or enabled equals true. Awesome. So that's for a big fire. So that's if the random number equal 1. Now what we can do is we can add an else. So I don't want to end the function, so I'm going to leave an end right here. This goes for the end of the function. I'm going to go and skip a line here from the second to last end, and I'm going to add an else statement. We're going to say else, and we're almost done, guys. We're going to say else otherwise, basically. We're going to say else local main part equals nil, and we're going to also say local, we're going to define a function within the function. Function, that should light up. Hold on. Function, there we go. Function pick main part local. If you guys are still watching, again, you are awesome right now. You are helping me out, and we are helping each other actually, because helping to make this dope fire system. Say 1, and then what we can do is we can add a hashtag. This has to go with all the buildings. So this is the building get children. If you guys are getting an error under the word building, make sure it's building. Also make sure that the else is probably gonna have a, I'm just checking over my written down copy. The else is probably going to have an error over it until we do something about it, but we can always worry about that later. Then we're going to go ahead and say local main part 2. I'm not using the lower camel case right now. Equals building get children. And then what we're going to do is something you guys probably have never seen before. I'm going to add these little brackets, and we're going to say main. If I can spell it right, that'd be awesome. Main part number. So what we can do is we can get the amount of children for the main part number. This is kind of a built-in thing. It's very complex to understand. We say if, not the parentheses now. We say if main part, I don't know why they, oh, it's because I have that error, equals, just making sure now. Oh, that's why we the else error, because we didn't, make sure this is 2 ends right here, then an else. I don't know why that was weird. And what we can do is say main part 2 equals, if main part 2 equals, or not, sorry, is a base part. Now if it's a base part, what we're going to do, auto ends should fix each other with the format right there. Main part dot, or main part equals main part 2. Awesome. So if the base part, then the main part is going to equal what we thought it was. But otherwise, else, say pick main part. right there. So we just made a little function right there. We're just basically saying, if we cannot find the main part, then keep trying until we can pick a main part. But I'm pretty sure that it would find it if we're just trying to find like a base part in there. So now that we have the correct amount of ends, we're going to skip a line right here. And now we have the 2 ends here. And I'm actually going to start another thing right here. So, well, after we do this, we're going to actually pick main part. And when we do that, we're going to say, almost done, guys. We're on 68. We just got like 110 more lines of code, but it's all good. We're learning how to do this. So we're going to say, we're going to add an indentation. We're going to say for part in pairs building. This building is very important. We're still on the set fire function. We can still use the parameter building because we're still part of that. So we're going to say get children do. An end should pop up. We're going to wait a millisecond. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. We're going to wait that millisecond. We're going to say if part is a base part. Base parts are very important in here. We're going to say and part, lowercase p, part dot capital P position minus main part dot position dot magnitude, lowercase m, magnitude is less than math dot random. This is just some complicated mathematical stuff for setting the fire. It's like setting the main part and stuff right here. We're gonna add end, and then what I'm gonna do is actually just copy right here, and it's not a sound part, not a flammable, not a smoke, because nobody wanted to smoke. And we're just gonna go ahead and paste that right there. So this is what that part looks like. We're gonna press another. There goes another end statement right there. Another end word. End word, not N word right there. In case you guys were wondering. And we're gonna go ahead and ignite. Boom. We're gonna ignite part. Else if part is a, sounds like we're repeating ourselves, but we have to in this instance so the game knows what's up. Now we're just basically saying if it's that color model again, then for IV in pairs, part, get children. Do apologize for the computer fans. And what we're going to do is we're going to say if then color. We're going to do, skip a line here. It's going to add that for loop. V is a base part if base part in the model color. So this is like if you have the desk, you can like the desk specifically where I'm putting all caps color, and we're gonna say and parenthesis v dot position minus main part dot position. Make sure that's in parentheses. Magnitude less than math dot random, and we can say math dot random, say 10. Oh, make sure this is a comma, by the way. I almost messed up. Yep, go ahead, I caught that. So it's 10 comma 25 for both of them. And then we say then ignite v end. So we just made an if statement, but then we just close it off. So we don't need to actually add an end. And when I press enter right now, it will not auto-generate another end for us because it knows what we just did. We are trying to save lines of code here. So we skip a line after this end right here. We're going to add an else if. We're going to else if statement, guys. And what we're going to do is in this else if statement, we're going to say part.name equal smoke part Then we're just gonna end nothing. I'm gonna say print no smoke. I'm getting an error up here. I'm just gonna fix that spelling. Make sure all your spelling is consistent. We're just gonna do that no smoke right there. So basically it's just a small fire, not that much smoke. And we're gonna go add another else if statement. We'll say part.name equals sound part, then script dot pair or dot fire alarm clone. We're just doing the same exact thing again. Part.name equals, oh, this needs to be a string value, equals part. We are almost done. Part dot fire. Make sure you guys keep your spelling consistent. He's probably like, dang, this is a heck of a long video. I can't believe I'm following you, Rishraff. I don't even know if people watch up until here. Skip 3 lines. Always make sure that you have this end left over when you're scripting. So we're not even closing off the function. And then we're just going to say building dot fire active dot value equals true. And then we're just going to add a little print. We're just going to say lit building on fire here so we can verify. We are done with the set fire, everyone. We are done with that. Awesome, everybody. So what we can do is we can just say that that's how that works. Almost done, everybody. What we're going to do is, this is the end of that function. It was a long function there, but I think we got over that one. And another one that we're going to do is, I'm not going to go over removing it, but we're also going to say function, and we're just going to say function. Actually, we're not going to do that function either. We're not going to check the fire status. That's for extinguishing it. I will leave the script in here with the comment out. I'm not going to write them to save time. So we're going to say start fire now. And every while wait. These are like 20 seconds. Every 20 seconds. It can't duplicate fires, by the way. And we're going to say auto end there. I'm going to say local firefighters equals 0. And this is just saying for IV in pairs game.players get children. Now this is a great way to check if people are in your game on a certain team. So we're going to say if v.team color equal brick color dot new, and I'm just gonna do the firefighters team color here. So I'm actually gonna like say like maroon here, because like that's like a dark fire team color here. And I'm gonna say then an auto end should pop up. Say firefighters equals firefighters plus 1. Now keep in mind, I'm not gonna be on the team color. Actually, yeah, sure, I might as well be. I'll insert a team. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna say local firefighters equals 1. This is going to be 0 though. In the script that I post in the description below, this is most likely. Actually, I'll leave it at 1, so that way you guys know what's up. So then, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that we still have this end at the end, so we're still in this while loop, and we're gonna say if firefighters is greater than. Now this is the firefighters required in order to start a fire. Now, if firefighters required is greater or equal to 1, because I'm going to be the only firefighter in the session right now, skip a line right here, add an end right there, because I put that comment, so it's not automatically going to do that. And we're going to say local random number equals math dot random. Say 1. And we're going to go hashtag buildings. Not building this time. We're going to say buildings. Local. We're almost done. Just a few more lines of code. Equals buildings. random number. So we're going to select from the table that we made at the top. We're going to select the random building that we made. And we're going to go ahead and set that building on fire. And this should automatically pop up for you because we just defined that function. We're going to wait. Let's add a wait function here. And 50. And then we're going to, what's it called? And then that's it. And then we can just check fire status. I would check fire status. Check fire status after the 50 and then keep repeating. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go and get into it. I'm going to change this wait statement to like 10 so that way I don't have to wait that long. But I will speed it up anyways. And boom, there you guys go. We lit the fire at the building. And wow, this is actually blazing hot right now. The whole thing has... And there it goes. There's the fire alarm. I'm going to go ahead and mute that. So, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Awesome Corona break. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace.